We all get hooked into believing a new guitar will elevate our playing, but how do we know it's really worth the money? Can $200 actually make a difference? If you go to your local music store, you'll see tens to hundreds of guitars hanging on the walls.
Which one should I
You can
get?
narrow it down generally to guitars that you like, but you may still have 5 guitars ranging from $100 to $3,000. How can you be certain you're picking the right one? I've recently been rediscovering the electric guitar. When I was studying guitar during my undergrad, a classical guitarist came to town to play a concert and meet with us. Shortly after this, I became a classical guitarist. I went all in on classical, but I didn't have any skills or experience in this genre, so I started with the basics, including playing a very basic classical guitar. As I studied more, I got a better guitar, and then a better guitar, and so on. I went through at least 6 guitars over the past few years, and each one was louder, had better tone, and was more expensive. My last guitar was a Kenny Hill. It was about $3,500, and my current guitar is an O'Leary. It's about $13,000. I happened to be in Ireland, so I decided to see what the classical guitar scene was like. I came across the O'Learys and I emailed them. They said come over, so I took the train out of Dublin into the country. When I got there, they picked me up, and when I was in the car, Alec asked me what I was playing right now. I told him the exact model, and he said, "You're gonna like this one." Before I made this trip to Ireland, I was trying out all sorts of high-end classical guitars. Some that were really nice, and some that there seemed to be no correlation between how expensive a guitar was, and I want to use the word quality, but these were all really nice, hand-built guitars. Some of them just didn't suit me. When I got to their workshop and started to play the guitar, it's hard to imagine I had ever experienced anything like this before, or really since. It felt so unreal, I had to just stop playing every time I started. This wasn't just the best guitar I'd ever played, it's like it wasn't even a guitar. I felt like I was playing a piano. With this new journey I'm on with the electric guitar and rock music, I decided to start at the bottom again. I want to level up my guitar the same way I did before. So I've been playing guitars at the bottom of the price range, and I've started working my way up. My current guitar is an SG Traditional Pro. It retailed around $500 before it was discontinued. Even on a cheap instrument, a good musician can make it work. And if I'd have to follow one piece of advice, it'd be quit worrying about anything else and just start practicing. I can say that the next best thing for your playing is to buy a better guitar. If it's truly better, then it'll be easier to move around, it'll sound and feel better, and you'll be inspired to make music with it. This, paired with practicing, will give you exponential growth. I recently bought a Squier Debut Strat for around $100. I have to say, this particular guitar was one of the worst guitars I've ever played. I've played a lot, and I didn't think one could be this bad. No amount of setup seemed to make it better. I hope there was just something very off about this particular one. But after I got rid of it and moved on to this Jackson JS22, retailing for about $250, I couldn't believe how much better it felt. But then when I got the SG, the Jackson that felt so much better, all of a sudden started feeling like a toy. If you can get this jump in quality for just a couple $100 more, I think it's obvious that you should do it as soon as possible. You may have to wait on taking your girlfriend out for dinner, but I'm sure she'll thank you once your excitement turns into hours of extra guitar playing.